All right, round two, friends. I am about to make a video that shows you how to make these 3D cool block letters. All right, makes the letters look like they're jumping off the page, and you'll notice I just used a ruler, but the ruler, the numbers are off of it, and I just want you to know that's okay. You're just going to lay it down at the top of your paper, lightly draw a line along the top and the bottom, move down here, lightly draw a line at the top and the bottom of your ruler, so that way you know about the size that it's going to be. Now you see there's a letter P here. All right, we're about to make the word Happy Halloween. We want it to be in the center. We want it to be, the words to be centered. So you figure out, if we're looking at happy and we're trying to find the middle letter, we just cross out the edge letters, cross out the letters before, and then the letter P is right there. Same with Halloween. You could just take it and cover your fingers over the letters, all right? And then just figure out that the letter in the middle for this one is O, all right? Now, if you individually have trouble with making these letters, you can just Google how to make a block, whatever, O, block P, but these are called block letters. So let's get started, friends. Again, please put your name on your artwork, and thank you all for being here today. I'm going to set this right here so you can see it. I just got done making the other video showing you how to draw the pumpkin. All right. I don't think, there we go. All right. So the first step of how to do this, the easiest way, is just draw it regular. All right. This is the first P. We're going to leave a little space and just nicely, in your neatest writing, try to do it the same. Try to make sure it looks the same. All right, but if it doesn't bother you, then it's okay. Just do your best, friends. All right, so there's a P, P, and then a Y. Okay, and we're going to go backwards. A. And you're also trying to make sure they're all about the same thickness. All right. All right, so we got a happy done. And now we're going to do Halloween. Halloween. Now you can't start your H here because it'll just look funny. So let's just go forward and write ween. Here we go. W. Now obviously the letter W is thicker than an O, but I tried to keep it about the same. The hardest letter here is going to be your E, just because it has so much going on. All right. So I'm going to try to keep them the same looking, the two E's. All right, now we're going to go backwards, but it's not so hard because it's just an L. And then in front of that, just another L. And then an A. All right, and then an H. Okay, so then the next, so we look at that, it's pretty balanced. All right, you can just like go in the middle and see. And I mean, it's a little off, so if you're off sometimes you can just put an exclamation point, and then it perfectly balances everything out. The next step, it's like a race car driving around all of these. You are just going to make it a block letter that's flat and two-dimensional. Okay, and you're just driving around everyone, every part of the letter. I'm being mindful, trying to keep the same thickness. Obviously, you're dealing with the space. And I'm trying to rush, friends, I have to admit. I got someplace I gotta be, and I don't know, but we'll just do the best we can. I want to make sure I get this done for you. All right. And so there, we got Y now. Build the racetrack around it. All right, all right. And I like to just go over it when I'm like, oh no, that's not going to work. And then we just take the eraser and get rid of the middle, the first letter we made. So just make sure that first letter, if you're just watching it, really, I think you would learn more as you watch these videos if you just watch the whole thing as you go and then go back and start it over and do it. I think that's the best choice, but if not, you could also just pause the video. All right, so now we're going to do the bottom here. All right, and I wish I sort of didn't push down so hard when I was tracing over that, but I need you to be able to see what I'm doing, so that's why I'm sort of, even though I'm not, I really want you to take your time. All right, and then make sure that my other L looks similar. I already got my O done. All right, so that's just a small O in the center and a small O on the outside. All right, here we go, our W, the racetrack around the W. All right, this one I'm going to give it some space. Okay, so this E, I could make it too big. Let's just do it the right way. And see how skinny this little part is? So I'm going to make sure this bottom is the same. And I'm going to do the same thing now that I've learned my lesson there. And now that one turns out much better. All right, here goes this one. All right, and then a rectangle around my exclamation mark. Okay, so now my next step, yep, that's right, you got to erase these the middle. All right, and especially if you're coloring it in with markers, you definitely want to get this step done now. So pause the video if I go too fast. All right, you could also get rid of this line. Okay, and so this is another reason why I like you watching the video first. Make sure that you are drawing these very first lines really light, because I'm saying to get rid of them. And obviously for the video I had to make the video lines a little darker, but it will look better if you just get all of that erased. Okay, so let me go like this. All right, now we are ready to bam, make them 3D looking and super cool. So you have a quick way to sharpen your pencil. And if you have a straight edge, you don't need a straight edge because you just have to think of the words diagonal line. And we're just going to go along the top, diagonal line, diagonal line. Okay, so you understand it is just a little diagonal line coming from this straight. You have to make sure it's going diagonal. Now I'm going to just do the top and say this is what all of them are going to look like. You want to mirror the top of the letter. See, this is horizontal going straight across. So the top goes horizontal straight across. Okay, if you go too fast, sometimes it gets a funky angle. This diamond is going to lean out over top of the left side of the H. So we need to create, like, it looks like a rectangular prism. And we're just going to keep going. But then remember, the bottom needs that diagonal line. All right, so see how super cool that looks? So we're just going to do that with all the rest. Diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal line. I'm going to stop saying diagonal line, but you get the idea, right? Let's go ahead and zoom up. I'm just going to do all the tops of all the letters. And notice, I mean, if you're a perfectionist, then yes, you can just use the ruler and hold the ruler at an angle the whole time. But if you're just having fun, and again, now this O throws a little monkey wrench into the system because it's just, here is what's going on there. I'm going to shade the sides so you can sort of see what it looks like. All right, and then this part too. All right, so the O is a little bit different, and if you're not sure, just Google how to draw a black O. All right, but there is your 3D cool looking O. Let's go ahead and keep going. Oh, it's time to go, but I'm going to finish. Diagonal line across the top. Try to keep them along the same. Now notice I'm going to head down to the bottom, okay? Bottom right of every one of, now this, the E, oh, the E is just, there's so much to the E. But just tell yourself it's easy peasy. It's diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal line. Now, there's no room there, so ordinarily I would do a diagonal line there. Diagonal line, diagonal line. Okay, all right. Let's go up here, and again, I ran out of room there. It sort of does go over, but if you have space between the H and the A, you will make the diagonal line. Because there is no space, I'm just going to erase that. Diagonal line, there's no space there, diagonal line, diagonal line, diagonal line. Okay, now we're going to close all these up with the H. What kind of line is that? That's a vertical, straight up and down line, right? Let's get this done first. Horizontal, horizontal. I think it would be better if we just do all the horizontal. Horizontal means left to right, okay? And I can even use this ruler. Not for my P though. Look, friends, it's like the O. This looks like a cat claw, doesn't it? So the top of the P will be a cat claw. Everything else looks more like a diamond. All right. And let's keep it going. So the top of the H, the top of the A, the top of the L. I just literally want you to know it's just a horizontal line. Easy peasy. Nothing crazy. You're just mimicking the top of the letter, which goes straight across. All right, and then you also got that. All right, so look at all those little diamonds. Look, it's coming together, friends. It just becomes 3D, whereas before it was flat like a pancake. All right, let's wrap this puppy up. So we've got this diagonal line, and we just have to now do this line, which, what did I say it was? It was a vertical. Okay, so here we go, vertical. And you guys know how to make number ones. So, but, oh no, look at the A. It is a diagonal line. So you're going to model what you just did. See, diagonal line, diagonal line. Okay, look at this. Diagonal line. So this line, the second one, is going to be a diagonal line, and it's going to hide behind the P. All right, I want you all to know that this line will continue up through the hole, so you can see the thickness of the A. So let's finish the P, straight up, all right, so we can see through the little window. Straight up, all right. Now the Y is straight, okay, and then we're going to go straight down here, and I don't know if you'll see that one or not. You might have to check. Ms. K might be wrong on that. And friends, I want you to be good to yourself. Don't get so mad at yourself if you can't remember something. Like, I'm not sure if that little part is right or not. It might just be straight up without that. Okay? Let's keep on going. Here we go. See how this is a number 1? So this is a number 1. Number 1. Number 1, we're just connecting those little diagonal lines. All right. Now it doesn't much show up there. This is a diagonal line for the side of the A. Down. The L is vertical, so this will be a vertical. You just got to sort of talk to yourself sometimes because otherwise it gets a little confusing. This is going to be a vertical. All right, our O is already done. And then this W, whatever you did right here, you're going to just scoot it over and repeat. I use the ruler to help me make the correct angle. There, and then just move it over. All right. Okay, here's that E. It's not that hard though, friends. Look, the side of the E is number 1, so we just close it off. Number 1, number 1. All right, and then it is, we see the side of it, so we're just going to do a little number 1 on the inside too. All right, and we have to get that because we see the top diamond, right? So we got to get the E at the top too. All right, so again, straight across, because this part of the E is straight across. Take the diamond, number 1, number 1, number 1. We're almost done, friends. Number 1, because this is diagonal, this goes diagonal. Number 1, because this is number 1. Number 1. And then the O is going to be similar to the exclamation point. All right. And so just tell yourself, because I want to end this video, it's already at 17 minutes. Just tell yourself that the regular letter, okay, like you could just do this again. Pick the colors, like do you want it to all be orange and make it all orange. If you want it to be, I showed people how they looked. All right. I sort of like that black, but I don't have a big old marker that can help me go quick with this. So I do like the black with the colored sides. You could go all the frontal letters and then the sides go pink, green, orange, pink, green, orange, pink, green, orange, and do a pattern, pink, green, orange. But see, Ms. K already colored it black. So if you already did that, I would just keep going with it, but you can always change it. All right, so again, the front face of the letters, I've got 1 color. Ms. K, you're messing it up. No, I'm going to finish coloring it, but I just want you to code it so you know how to do it, because I'm going to turn this off here. All right, and you will be on your own. You will be just fine. All right, so I'm just showing you the front face of these, just basically like the bubble letter, the black letter. The front of the letter is going to be 1 color, okay? And then the side of the letters, let's just go ahead and make them black so you can see how I do this. I'll finish 1. All right, so I'm going to outline, all right, and outline the other diamond. Right, and then outline the side. I mean, you can get all crazy and like do the sides gray or the sides another color, but I'm just going to keep it. All right, now don't forget, Miss K didn't color it in all the way, so let me finish this one so you can see what finished looks like. Then we'll be good. So we do have to finish, because it is a whole big black letter, and I just rushed through. All right, so there is one official H. Look how that stands. So cool. All right, so you're just going to do the same thing. All these extra side, I would right now finish going around and making sure the face of the letter, the little racetrack that you drew around, is all colored in. All right, and then once you do that, just color all the rest slowly in black, and you will have an amazing artwork, friends. All right, I hope you enjoyed. This is called block lettering, and so you can find other videos on YouTube and the internet, and so good luck, and I hope you could write your name now that you know how to do this. It's just all the little diamonds at the top and angling it whatever way, like the A is an angle, the H is vertical, so you just make sure your letter line next to it, it models that part. All right, friends, happy Halloween. Love you guys. Bye-bye.